what the heck did we just watch?
Wow. Yeah, that was impressive. They just kept going. I mean, we got down 9-0, and they just continued to grind. And again, I really don't know what to say. I mean, because there were so many guys that contributed to do so many things, but they just kept playing, man. It was fun.
At what point in time did you think this is possible?
Well, when Brian hit the homer, and then we go 9-6, and it's funny because Haynes was standing right next to me, and he goes, he hits a homer here. He goes, this is going to get real. And he hit a homer, and it got real. So I give them credit, man. They battled their butts off.
Chelsea down 9-0. I mean, what's the conversation vibe like in there?
I think the thing was, it was just, we're going to chip away. And I mean, at that point, it was like their bullpen, they beat up last night just like ours. So we were just like, all right, we need to get into their bullpen. We need to use as many arms as possible just for the fact of, going into tomorrow if you use a lot of arms. And then we just kept chipping. We kept having good at-bats, and I think as soon as we scored the second time, it was like, all right, and then Brian hit the homer, and that's when it started.
It's hard to single out one game over the course of 162, but a game like this, with this particular team, many of these guys are part of the future plans of the Pirates. What does that do?
Well, I think it goes to it's huge, number one. But I think the second thing is it goes to, there's so many plays that happened in the game. I mean, the Bay play in the 8th is an unbelievable play. But the pitch before that, Indy makes a hell of a block. And, I mean, gets hit in the middle of the chest. So they stay at first and second. Like, little things like that. I mean, so there were so many people and so many things that contributed. I mean, our bullpen was pretty taxed too, for Selby to pitch for the first time in the 8th in leverage, for Carmen to get his first save. Hosey's got to come in and do what he did. So it was just fun to watch, man. It was fun to be part of.
We've been talking about good mound visits from Endy recently. Where does this one rank?
Yeah, I would say right at the top. I mean, he had 2 the other day with Oviedo. He had a pretty good one tonight too.
The 8th inning in particular, I think it was 6 of the first 7 guys are getting on base. Does it just feel like once it's raining, it's pouring, you guys are on a roll there?
Yeah, I mean, it starts with a hit by pitch. I mean, Brian gets hit on the foot barely, and then Key has a good at bat, and we just continue to go. And you're talking about a guy that's an elite back end pitcher in Diaz, and we just continued to grind. We stayed aggressive throughout the entire inning.
Does anything need to be done whenever you guys take that lead to manage the emotions at that point? Because I mean, I'm sure everybody's flying pretty high right there.
Yeah, I think a little bit. They need to feel the emotion. They need to feel. I mean, they battled back from 9-0 down. They need to feel that emotion. Now you have to control it, and I thought we did a pretty good job of that. I mean, the Carmen De La Cruz bat there. I mean, De La Cruz fouled off 4 really good pitches. So I think there was a lot, but they did a pretty good job of channeling it.
This is almost a century and a half of history of Pirates baseball. You're the manager for the biggest come-from-behind victory in the history of that. How does that resonate with you?
It feels good tonight. I mean, and I'm just really proud of our group.
I know we're in the heat of this game and we're still coming down from it, but where does this game rank for you this year? Most memorable or favorite games?
Yeah, I would say it's right at the top. It would be hard-pressed not. I mean, walk-offs at home are really special, but with this group, this late in the year, to do that, yeah, I think this ranks right at the top.